Uh, Wanted to come on and talk to you a little bit about my experience at Hoopla this weekend. My eyes have still not fully recovered, so don't hate me because I'm so beautiful. The ladies there are super fun, but man, they can rally. They can go out for late nights. And my husband was like, "Okay, so is it a bunch of young people, a bunch of single people?" I said, "No, these are moms who haven't had a break in a while, so they're rallying." I am I'm going to have my friend, hi Stace. I'm going to have my friend Andy join me. You guys get to meet her. She's one of my favorite people ever. Let me see if I can do this here. Oop. Okay. Andy, just look in. There we go. I'm inviting my pal Andy Wafsig. She lives, oops, maybe not. Let's try this again. Where are you? There you are. Where are you, Andy? How come it's not letting me invite you? Invite. Yes, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. Let's see if it looks like, yay! Yay!
This is so fun.
Hello.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh. So I had someone who was going to come live with me and she backed out at the last minute. So I'm texting.
Booted her.
Yeah, I'd rather have Andy. So I text Andy. I'm like, "What are you doing? Can you come live with me?"
And what did I say? I was like, actually, I'm at a ladies bunko night, which I've never played in my life. And then I got a text from my husband saying, our son is throwing up, and I'm like running home through the neighborhood. But then now he's fine.
Oh, good.
So this is paramount, most important, to be with you.
To be live. Yes. Yay. So that was like, that's one of the best things about Hoopla is that, and Hoopla is a funny name. It's our annual ever sales conference. And this is the second one we've had. So, and you get to meet people from all around the country who are ever specialists. And Andy is one of them. And like, I can honestly say, and I always tell people, I meet the best people, and some of these people are like
Totally.
best friends. And I can honestly say, like, Andy is one of my best friends. I love her. Love her. Because we connected.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I love you. Yeah.
It'd be a love fest here.
Totally. Let's just turn it into that. We don't need to talk about anything anybody else cares about. Let's just talk about each other.
See, that's the problem with us, is like we'll go off and we'll just start talking about our own things, forget we're live. What's going to happen?
Hey, I will stay focused. I promise.
It's hard to, darn it. So we're just gonna kind of wing it tonight and talk about kind of our biggest takeaways from this. And you know, I get asked a lot, you know, why ever, and why are you doing this, you know, Dee? Or I'm sure you get asked that too quite a bit because
Totally.
you're a professional. Like what is your background?
So I was gonna make a joke that I'm a I do professional things. So, but kind of. So yeah, I mean, but in all seriousness, I totally feel the same way. And when I started this, I think I like had doubts of like, what is this really, you know? And I was like you, like I just wasn't really sure. And so my background is in marketing and media research. And so I worked for a global consumer and media research company. And, you know, I was like schlepping up the corporate ladder and just not that happy. Like the higher I climbed, the more unhappy I was. So like I was kind of looking for something else too. And then I feel like being in that industry, seeing all this research that, you know, we talk about so much at Ever, retail is in decline. And, you know, I was seeing in consumer research, all of these consumers like leaving these big name brands and going to these niche brands to find more healthy products. And so I kind of was combining all these things. Like, I'm unhappy, I'm seeing this. And then Ever came along, and I thought I got to the point where I'm like, why not? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do, I for a while, I thought, well, I mean, I did think like, well, why not? What's the worst that can happen? Turns out I met you and everything has been amazing. But I felt that way. Like, I had those feelings of like, well, I have a job. Like, I don't need to do something else. Like, I have a job. But for me, it's been like, I can't even imagine looking back. It's been about 18 months. I can't imagine looking back and having passed on this. And like you said, the friendships, all the stuff that we'll probably talk about, like, it wouldn't exist in my life. I would have no D. And like, you are like a huge part of my life now. So yeah.
I just love you. So yeah,
You
but you know, and I love these stories, and I love meeting people like you, because I feel like, okay, because when I first started, I was like, you know, everyone is going to think I have gone, and I always say this, like, I've gone to the dark side of direct sales.
Totally.
It's, you know, like really scary, but I was so passionate about the products, and I was like, well, you know what? I love the products work. So
yeah,
you know, I'm going to join just for the discount, whatever. So I wasn't even planning on doing that. But then when it happened and it started going, it was kind of like, oh, this is just not me. But
yeah,
it's hard to get over that part of it. But meeting people like you has made it that much easier. So I'm like, look, there's normal, smart, savvy.
yeah.
Well, we're a little weird, but
yeah. But no, I like what you said though about like, it just, when I started and it just kind of started happening, like, I think that's so true, that I think there's sometimes like preconceived notions. I know I had them where I'm like, what are you actually doing? Like, what do you do? But what it turns out is like you said, you love the product. And it is, for me, it is no different than talking to people about something I love. And I think because it's our faces, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had people ask me like, what do you use? Or like, what are you know, are you wearing a foundation, or what are you using? And that's like, yes, like, because I feel like I love the product, so it makes it easy. I don't feel like I had to go out and learn some skill set I didn't have to do this job. It was my air quotes job, because, you know, it's like, we're just sharing something that we are using and we're loving, you know, and it's, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, because, you know, for you and I, in similar in that ways, like, we're not, you know, super extroverts, like, love, you know, being all over the place, but it's simple. It's not easy, depending on, you know, who you are. But I actually really love that part of it, of kind of pushing myself a little bit out of my comfort zone. Because I don't know about you, like, I had kids, and then I feel like I like stayed in my house, or so this part of it, being able to meet more people just by sharing something that has worked for me, that I love, not only in the products, but also in the opportunity to have flexible work. Like, I love talking to people about that, and it makes it simple. So yeah, I totally feel the same way. Oh my gosh.
It's so
true. Do you see that?
What? No.
Do you see her joined?
No.
It says Jessica Heron just joined us.
Oh, Jessica. Well, I won't go into the story about it.
Step up your game, D.
You should have told me that. That would be freaking.
Sorry. I was like kind of geeking out, and I thought, are we going to mention this, or do we pretend we don't?
See, I can't see anything coming through. But hi, Jessica, if you're there. When I first met Jessica,
I'm lying. I'm totally lying.
Screamed. So I always make a joke. I was telling Andy this. I go, every time I see her, I'm like, oh gosh, there's that weird girl. But, you know, and
I feel like that worse for you though. Like, then we just like exaggerated that joke and made you feel like you are crazy. No.
Yes.
I mean, well, oh my gosh, she said we're amazing. Can you see that, D?
I can't. Darn it. Well, that's probably better for me.
I'm making all of it up.
But here's the thing, like with her, so I didn't know who Jessica Heron was until I started with Ever. And I get a lot of people who are, when they join, they're just like, I don't, whatever, this is a pyramid scheme, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know these people. Okay. And I was telling our team this today, Google Jessica Heron. She is one of the, I mean, she is such a business savvy woman. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And that just made it that much easier for me to keep going. Like after I found out more about her, it was kind of a no-brainer. So that was super exciting for me. And the people that she's brought on board, like that's another thing about going to Hoopla. We get to meet these amazing leaders that we have, and what she's done, which is the smartest thing I think that she could have done forever, is she brought in these amazing beauty industry leaders, not direct salespeople. She brought in beauty industry leaders that have over 130 years of beauty experience. They've been in Bobbi Brown, the GM of Bobbi Brown for 8 years in North America. She's our GM. We have
incredible.
I mean, super smart. These women really are incredible, and they've been all over the industry. MAC, Benefit, Bobbi Brown, Estee Lauder, La Mer, Bare Essentials. That like really speaks to me. Like that makes me so excited, and to be in the room with all of them and feel their excitement, and they know they're the ones who joined us. Like they, they knew the industry was changing. And so they hopped on board with Ever. And so that just made it that much more credible for me. Not that it wasn't credible before, but after that happened, I was like, that's it. I'm all in.
Game on. Yeah, I felt that way too. And for me, like you were saying, like you're a professional. I always dreamed of having the opportunity to have, mentors of that caliber, not just in Jessica, but then, in, like you said, all the people that we have brought on from these, who have not just worked in these brands, but these are like coveted brands, like these brands that, you look to and think, wow, I mean, these are amazing products, and it's got to be some brilliant minds turning out these products and marketing these products. To be able to come into this brand and interface with those kinds of people. I mean, I remember reading an article about Jessica in Forbes and then thinking like she was this like, mythical, like, like how, she's amazing. Like, any other CEO you might read about, a really successful CEO, and then being able to just get started. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing when I started. I just committed and said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And again, just sharing the things I was loving for myself with other people. And it slowly started building. And then before you know it, we're in a room with these women that you like idolize, getting to learn from them, listen to them, like talk to them one-on-one is really incredible. Not just from a Ever specialist perspective, but from like a personal development and the opportunity to develop your own skills by learning from the best, not just in the industry, but like the best in business, like the best at balance. I mean, that's one of the things that's been so incredible for moms like you and me. This idea that this is a viable, lucrative option for flexible work. It's not, the day of the old direct sales. Like this really is the future of retail, especially for beauty, because what is it? 80% of beauty purchases are influenced by word of mouth. I mean, people are going to the department store, and you can talk about that being from Nordstrom, like, that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, retail traffic has dropped a massive amount. And I mean, even working at Nordstrom, I mean, I still had to network and, kind of talk to people. Hey, we have this going on.
Yeah.
You still had to reach out. So I'm not doing, and that's what I love. What you said too, is that this is simple. And I think people overthink this quite a bit. It's sharing. All I'm doing is sharing. What I love about the products and what has worked for me. Like I said, this is my Hoopla face right now, so, or my post Hoopla face. So
I love
not a good representation, but that's all you're doing. You're like, hey, look what it's done for me. And this is what I love about the product. And some people feel like, well, I don't know anything about beauty. I don't know anything about this. Well, you don't have to. You just have to have a story. And that's my favorite part of it, is like you don't have to know everything. You don't have what speaks to you in this is what your story is going to be. And to me, what does speak to me is the product itself and what is in the product and why it's so different, and the efficacious ingredients, and that it's good for you. And that we have, I was going to talk about Julie Schoen too, how she's amazing. Our new vice president of product development, and she has recently, come from Bare Essentials, but she had worked at La Mer for quite a while as well, and has produced these amazing like cult classic products. And one of her quotes was like, "It is unfair that we have so many active ingredients in our formulas. It is unfair for the other companies." She's just like, she is shocked at how much is in our products. So, and she has over 20 years of experience with our products or with product development. And she's at Ever now, like she's helping out. And she, my favorite thing that happened at Hoopla was when we were in the room and we were talking about how other companies do use scare tactics. We do this, that. And she subscribes to a bunch of emails from different companies, and she got an email from a company that was like, "This is what we do. We test every single batch for lead ingredients and for heavy metals." And so she went to her team and was like, "Hey, can we do this? This company does this." And they were like, "That is standard, and everybody does it." So we're not going to do that. We already know what standards are, and we follow those European standards, which are the strictest in the world. And we're not going to put it out there. If we do something that should be already done, we're not going to be like, "Oh, we do this, this, and this." But if it's already supposed to be done, why do we have to keep promoting that? We're going to promote other companies are still doing that hopefully gets regulated, because the FDA doesn't regulate. Well, what am I trying to say, Andy? Like
I know. Yeah. I mean, if it's already something that we either in the EU or the US, which has more lax standards, if it's already something that we're doing, we're not going to promote something that's already like a given because everybody's already doing it, because it fuels that like fear factor of you think, "Oh my God, I didn't even know that this could have this in the product." Well, it doesn't. Like, it's against the law here or there. And we take, the higher route of saying we formulate to the European Union standards because they're the strictest possible. And we're not federally mandated to do that. We do it because that is our brand mission. Like, we will not compromise health for results. And that's always been what we stand for as a brand. And that's always what we will be. And this is what I love too. And to go back to what you were saying about kind of sharing some key takeaways from Hoopla, I loved that they let us in on, a little bit of the vision of their vision for this brand. But what doesn't change, like, those things are super exciting, and, the places we're going to go, the things we're going to launch. But what always is going to stay the same is when they said, "We will never, ever do something to slap our name on it and do some cool marketing to earn a profit." If we're going to do it, if we are going to put the Ever name on it, it has to be good for you, and it has to be able to compete and win. Like, it's got to be like the best in the industry. And that's what I love. So this is one of the things that was kind of like a quick mention, but I was like, "Oh my gosh," was when Ani mentioned when we launched our corrector and concealer, which was our first step into color cosmetics, which, again, like, we're not just going to create cosmetics. We're going to create cosmetics that have multiple purposes. Like, if you're going to put stuff under your eye, it's going to start reducing dark circles over time while it's going to, conceal every day, which, like, is incredible. But what I loved is when she said, we launched that, Allure picked it up like immediately. And what I didn't know, I don't know if you knew this, like, I never had heard that story, that NARS and Bobbi launched a concealer at the exact same time, and Allure like loved ours. And Allure is not like, oh, we're only going to look at like good for you brands. Like our brands cannot only, or our products can not only compete against some of these big name brands, they win, like, and they're good for you. So I feel like it's like, that's what I think is so cool, is we're not just like playing around with stuff and slapping cute marketing on it and trying to, you know, just play in the category. We are really committed to like the best products possible. And I love what Julie said. Like she came in just, you know, fairly recently. Julie Schoen, our VP of product development, like Dee was talking about, who also is a Miami grad. And that's where I went to school, Miami of Ohio. And so I'm like, you have to come back to Cincinnati. But anyway, she was saying like, I'm an open door. You know, I want to hear what your customers are saying. I want to hear what you guys are saying. We're going to make the best products. Like you have my, you know, promise on that. So tell me what you need. Tell me what your customers are looking for. And I'm going to be scouring the industry for what's the best. What are the best ingredients? What are the best ways to formulate them? And we're going to give it to you. And we're like, yeah, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes. And that is another thing that speaks to me. Because there are a lot of companies out there that do put something out. It's not ready, but you know what? They set a date to put it out.
Yeah.
But we're just going to put it out. It's okay. Because it's going to sell because our name will put it out there. But it's not a good product. So, you know, whenever they're done, it's done. And then they don't, you know, sell it again. Yeah. We, with our Lavish, which by the way, just won the Best of Beauty in Allure magazine for 2017. I think it was like 200 times they went back to reformulate this product. So it was supposed to come out at a certain time. It was just not right. They said, nope. And they went back, you know, perfected it. And sure enough, I mean, that was huge. That product sold out 3 or 4 times. There's a 2,000 wait list. So they mean what they say. And so, you know, they're not just doing this just, oh, okay, we're going to try and make a lot of money and we'll see what happens because we have a good name. You know, they want to keep that good name, and they do want to only put out the best. And that is rare. It's super rare, especially in the social selling industry, I think, that you have that. And with the press that we get, especially with that Allure Best of Beauty, this is our third year in a row that we have a product in Best of Beauty. That is kind of unheard of. Even Ani, our general manager, had made a comment like, do you know how people like would die for press like that? She, you know, when she worked at Brown, she was like, oh my gosh, our Sublime, you know, retinol eye wrinkle smoother, the day it came out, we were featured in People in Style, you know, saying it was one of the most, gosh, what was it again? The most.
I don't remember I just remember they like went through for something that was fresh on the market. They went through like all the efficacy of it and why they loved it and how it's like has lasting power and all the, you know, it's like multifaceted in its benefits. And it's like, whoa, you know, like how, and like I said, I didn't know that, you know, some of these big name brands like NARS and Bobbi Brown had launched concealers at the same time. And to think that they would pick ours up when we're just this like itty bitty brand, you know. But I think that's what's been so cool over the past 2 years is we are just beginning. And the fact that, you know, we're this little bitty brand, you know, the little engine that could, well, we can, and we are exploding. Like, we're here to stay. We're here to win. Like, the fact that we've been around a short amount of time, but have been able to make some really good waves, you know, like we're getting press hits, like you mentioned. How many women did you hear from this weekend who said, I left my dream job to come do this? Mm-hmm. Like, who says that? Like, why would you leave your dream job? Like, because then a new dream is born and you realize, oh my God, it's so good. I couldn't have even dreamed of it. And I feel like a lot of us, not only the women running the brand at Beauty Central at our home office in San Francisco, but I mean, the people you were sitting around at a table, like we all kind of share that, where a lot of us came into it thinking like, I don't really know what I'm doing. You know, you question like, I don't know what, is this going to be like other things I've heard, or, but you all come together around products that are so, so good. It's undeniable. And the fact that they're good for you. And then everyone kind of starts dreaming like, okay, like we hear you, like we want to bring this brand into, a more household name, into everyone's homes, into, where people are actually going to say like, I use this, Have you had this happen to you where someone has said, when you remember how for so long it's like, oh, well, I'm working with Everskin, and someone goes, what's that? Have you started having people say like, oh, I've heard of that? Like, or
Yes.
I use it, or I know. And that's so exciting. Like, yes. I love that. And that only happens with, this sisterhood of women and a few good men, being able to come together like for things like this and sharing it out. And I mean, that's really cool. It's not, a big department store that you're going to walk into and see a stranger and hope that they're going to give you good advice. It's people telling you, I use this and I love it. That's it.
Yeah. And that's what, like you said, that's what's so exciting. So the word that was thrown around quite a bit this weekend was billion-dollar brand. So we are on our way to becoming a billion-dollar brand, and we definitely need more people to support that. I mean, it's going to happen. And they had talked about, so our vision and what is going to happen in the future as well to become that billion-dollar brand is we're going into, like you were talking about, we're going into color. We are going into wellness. So not just outside, we're going into stuff for, your inside as well. And that they're saying is coming like 12 to 18 months. But again, they're not just going to come out with something that everyone else has. They want to make it better, and they want it to be the best, and something that's not out there yet. So that's super exciting. And I believe it with, the Beauty Central team we have. I have no doubt, like absolutely no doubt, this is going to be a billion-dollar brand. Like, no question whatsoever.
Right.
And especially
I got chills, like when they were saying that. I mean, when Paula Floyd, our head of sales, who has like helped launch 3 other billion-dollar brands, she was employee number 8 at MAC Cosmetics. And she is a force of nature. Like she is, the heart of, like the heart of our specialist, our specialist workforce in the field. She brings it all together for us. She inspires us, and she is so knowledgeable about the inner workings of beauty from a sales perspective. And she, again, chose to leave these retail brands and come to this kind of an organization because she knows this is the future of beauty, that it's sold word of mouth. And when she got up and said, like, there is no doubt in my mind, this is the next billion-dollar brand, I was like, oh my God, I'm sweating. It's just like, those are the things, like, if you are, for me, that is huge. Not the billion-dollar brand part, the conviction. Like, that I'm a part of something that is going somewhere, that is like bigger than me, that is bigger than anything, but it only works if we all want it to, if we all work together. And being able to like be with these women, and everybody wants this brand to succeed, and our hearts are in this, like we're in it all together. I mean, that's unstoppable. Like that, I mean, that like gives me chills. And to have them believe in us, and we, my God, we believe in them. We're unstoppable. Yeah. billion-dollar brand. Here we come.
Okay. Can you guys see why I love Andy? I mean, she has the most genuine, the best heart, and the way that she articulates stuff. Like seriously, Andy, it's the best. You articulate stuff the best.
You are so,
love it. You nailed it.
But I feel like this brand brings the best out of us. Like, I feel like I'm finally in the right place because I can do something I love, and the amount of effort I put in, I get right back out. You know, I get a return on my effort investment, on my friendship investment. Like, I love what I get to do. And I know I said it before, it's because I get to meet people like you who I never would have met in a lifetime, and be in a room where, I mean, I'm totally also one of those people that's like, I love to like meditate, and I love like positive vibes, and like I've drunk that Kool-Aid for sure. But like I said, like, if being able to be with women who want more out of their lives, and then being able to go out into the world and share that and say, like, I understand how you feel. Like, you're staying home with the kids and there's a little something you want for yourself. Or like me, you know, you're working 40 hours in a job that you've been in for a long time, and you think, you know, there's that nagging thought of like, I don't like this. Like, what am I going to do with my life? I mean, I don't want to go back to school. How do I learn? You can sign up as a specialist. You come as you are. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to have special skills. You just need to love the product, which if you haven't tried it, you're going to. And you need to be open to new experiences. And that's it. I mean, that's like the job description. Like, you know, like, it's glorious, and it's all what you make of it, but you're not alone. I mean, if you decide, you know, I want to share it a little, or like me, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I didn't actually launch my business for a month because I'm like, oh, what did I do? Like, I don't know how to do this. And you know, you decide to, like, little by little, you kind of go for it, and it makes you like a better person. Like, pushing yourself just a tiny bit and getting out of your comfort zone opens you up to so many new opportunities. And for me, that's all I was looking for. I just needed to get outside of me and go off and do a little something different. And it's not, I always tell people this too, like, you don't have to overthink it. Like, I didn't like grow up dreaming of selling skincare and beauty products. Like, I didn't. I mean, I don't know if people think that that's the job. Like, you have to just be obsessed with this. Like, you don't. But you should be obsessed with wanting more for yourself, or for your family, or for whatever dream you have in your heart that you don't want to tell anybody about. Like, for me, I always tell people, like, Ever is the vehicle to get you there. It doesn't have to be like the dream you never knew you had. Most of us are not here for that. We found a dream while we're here. We had something we were fulfilling, and now we've done it. We've crushed it, and we're going off and doing something else. And like, there's so much more to this opportunity, that you'll find it if you don't overthink it and you just give it a shot.
It's so true. And I've said that before too, that a lot of people feel like their why has to be, you know, something super profound. And I would tell people, you know what my why was? I didn't want to have to hide my purchases in the back of the car. Like, I didn't want to have to sneak my purchases home anymore.
Yeah.
That was my why.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as it progressed, I mean, it does change. And that's still great that if some people do have profound whys, but it doesn't have to. And it could be, and that's what I love too about Hoopla. Like, even if you're not in this ever to be, you know, to keep moving up and ever, like you said, it's kind of a means to what your next step is, a means to an end, or a means to your next.
You want to go on a vacation with your family, or you just want to breathe a little easier. I mean, I know I was telling somebody that the other day, like, one of the first things I feel like I noticed was we just weren't, I felt like I wasn't so careful about like what we were purchasing. I feel like we could just like, okay, like that's what, it wasn't some like big master amazing thing. I didn't, you know, buy a new house or a new car or whatever. Like, I just felt like, this is kind of nice. And it was the fact that it, like, I was earning an income doing something I really loved. Like, I really love telling people about this brand. Like, sometimes a little too much. Like, sometimes I feel like I need to be like, whoa, back off. Like, but it is like, it's something I feel really, strongly about, but it is totally like, come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Jessica always say? It works when you work. If you want to put in a little, you can. And there's a place for you here for that. If you come in and you take a look at our comp plan and you're like, I am going to go to the top of that baby, like, you can. I mean, you can. And there's training and there's people to help support you to do it, which is super awesome. And then you meet a D who lives on the complete opposite side of the country, and she wants to be your best friend forever because
we're getting married.
I am telling you though, so when we did this, so like they helped us like understand a little bit more about social media, and I'm pretty sure the exchange you and I had on Facebook was like everything you're not supposed to do on social media. So
well, come as you are, right? That's who we are, right? But it's so true. There is a place for everyone. But but there is also, this is what's exciting too. There is also real monetary stuff. I don't want to say there's a lot of money. If you're willing to work, there's some money in it. And
there is, totally.
Mary Claire, I think people have heard me talk about her too in my network. She's a doctor in Galveston. She's an OBGYN. She is our first 6-figure earner. And which is insane. So people say, I'm so busy, I don't do. She's a doctor. She has 2 teenage kids. She has her own diet plan that she runs like 8 different websites for. She is the busiest person, and she has a team of 900, and she's fitting it in. And that's what I love too. It doesn't seem like work. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes there's a lot to do, and you have to juggle and figure it out.
Right.
That's what's so great about it, is super flexible. But sometimes I'll work for hours and not even realize that, oh crap, I got stuff to do.
No, totally agree with that. I mean, it really is like, it is. That's how I feel too. And like I said, like when you said Mary Claire has 900 people who are on this journey with her, I mean, that is like the ultimate gift, that you can share something where, especially for me, and this is something I feel so passionate about, is like I said, I was working in this corporate job. I didn't know another way. Honestly, like I always thought this is just what you do. And then you retire someday. Like, this is it. This was the path. And I would work a lot, and I did not love it. And to be able to do something like this, and I started doing this just totally on the side, working my full-time job. And in, a year, almost a year and a half, I was able to leave and work part-time. Now I'm working part-time, doing consulting part-time, because of the financial opportunity that Ever gave me. And also because I realized this is really what I want to do. But if you would have asked me a year ago, I'd be like, I don't know. I mean, I just really like these products, and I want to tell people that this is a real option, because I'm also really passionate about, using like safe things on your skin. And so I'm like, well, I want more people to know about this. And that was it. And like you said, it just kind of grows from there, and there's real money to be made. And, I know a lot of people don't like to talk about that, but it is, the currency of freedom for us, to be able to live a life you actually want. And whether that means like going off, and maybe you are in a job you don't love it, you can go back to school and learn something else. Like, doesn't mean like you can like sit back and do nothing if that's not what you want. But this is a viable path toward what you want to achieve in your life. So yeah,
absolutely.
So
and it's not the thing I always hear, is this a pyramid scheme? No. And the reason why we're different, first off, pyramid schemes are illegal. First off. But
they're illegal.
Yes. And we don't let our leaders rest on their laurels. You can't just earn from your downline. You can't just, all right, I got a bunch of people under me, so I can just stop and just earn. It doesn't work that way. You have to keep, working. And that's why I would tell people, this isn't a get rich quick scheme, and you can't, you can't just come in and you think you're going to make $10,000 in the first month or 2 months. It doesn't work that way. If you want this to be your business and you want to be successful, you do have to work it. And that, but with that said, it's not hard. Like you said, it's, I forgot your wording. It's simple, but it's not
simple. It's not easy. It's not just going to be handed to you, but it's, they make it so simple. I mean, like, you don't have to know what you're doing. We have phenomenal training. We have phenomenal leadership, and you sign up. I don't know why I did this. There's nothing to write. You sign up. I did that. And then, like, overnight, you are part of a community of, what are we, like 3,000-4,000 women and growing?
Yep.
I've never had so many friends. I'd love to say I was like super popular. I was not, but overnight you're a part of this community of women who are not only there like cheering you on and supporting you, but they can help you. I mean, we have people who figured out. Speaking of which, shout out to your mentor, Stacey Atkins, because one, she put us together.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And then two, I called her like a total weirdo. Or I wrote to her and said, hey, I listened to something, because we always have calls where someone who has some knowledge of something will say stuff and tell you how to do stuff. So she did, and she shared like from her heart things she's doing that are working in her business. And I was like scribbling notes. This is real. I really was writing. Not this. I was writing. And I thought, man, I would love to, like, I had so many questions, and I wrote to her, and I was like, my name's Andy. I live in Ohio. And she said, yeah, you can call me. And I was like, what? And I called her, and I probably talked to her for an hour, and she was so gracious and so kind and so helpful. And she just, in the fact that someone who didn't know me let me pick their brain and totally believed that I could do this, like boosted my confidence big time that, okay, I'm going to give those things a shot. I'm going to try it. And it worked, and it was helpful. And like, you will find that, 10 times over, 1 million times over in this community. There's so many people ready to help you. So what does everyone say? Like, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. I always liked that. I mean, it's true. Like, it's your business your way, but you're not alone. There's a million things to turn to help you along the way, whatever your goals are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then we have these new tools coming out that are out of control.
And love that.
That are going to help with it as well. And gosh, we totally did not follow our script. Let's see what we forgot to talk about.
Script? Oh, you texted me that. I plead total ignorance on what we were talking about tonight. I do not know. But
you did. You were awesome. You're like, I'll just wing it.
We've been talking a long time.
I think
it's
so.
Probably been really, okay, that's my fault. That's on me. Yeah.
No, it's not. I could talk all night. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I can keep talking about this. That's why I love it. I always have to rein myself when I'm talking to people, because it's like, oh, okay, I'm really sorry, because I'm so passionate about it. Like, I have to monitor what I say and how long I talk.
I'm with you on that one.
Right? No, actually, I think we did hit everything, Andy.
We did it.
We did.
Yeah.
And
let me see if I have notes. No, I'm just kidding. I do, but no. I'm good.
Awesome.
I'm good.
Well, oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Thank you.
love that you came on.
This was fun.
This was awesome.
Oh my God. It was super fun. Let's do it tomorrow.
I'll meet you here. Same time, same place. It's just be you and I chatting.
We could have like a
Andy and D.
Yes, like we should totally do that. I bet it would get a ton of followers. Like, we could try it.
That would be hysterical. I would love it. I would love it.
Yeah. I mean, we do like so many other things too. We love Ever, but like we like Will Ferrell. We like vampire movies. We've got some material, D.
We do have quite a bit of material. Young adult fare is on the top.
It might be stuff nobody wants to listen to, but you and I would have a really good time.
Hilarious. We've lost everyone now.
Yeah, they're all signing off like as fast as.
But like, oh, yeah, these girls, we thought we could listen to them now, not so much. All right. Well, oh my gosh, thank you so much again. I love this.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
And I mean, anyone reach out. If anyone has any questions, reach out to Andy, reach out to myself regarding Ever.
Totally.
We're always happy to talk about it. And, you know, everyone always has
Right. Yes, we are.
Yes. To alleviate fears, or, you know, even if you want to try the product. If you haven't tried the product and you want to try, reach out to one of us. You won't be sorry, that's for sure. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, amazing.
You got to try the product. If you are listening to this and you haven't tried it, you have got to try the product. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people. I won't start talking on a big thing again, but so many people who, you know, give it a shot and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't have like super high expectations because I've tried this or I've tried that or whatever. And like so many people are able to replace some of their other brands, maybe that don't have as safe of ingredients, because our products are safe and they work. So finally paired those things together.
Yes.
We cracked the code. Yeah.
Exactly. And I can't tell you how many times like I get texts from multiple people who are just like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And because, you know, this is social selling, I say, hey, do you mind if can I put a thank you on your wall? I always ask. And they'll be like, no. Because I have a bunch of people in my network who do other things. Yeah. So I find that funny that, you know, there's a lot more people out there using that are admitting it, because
I have people who sell other things and are my customers.
That's
not naming names.
We won't name any names at all.
No.
But I think that's funny. I'm like, right on. So I love that about social media, though. Like, everyone thinks, oh, they're not doing so hot or whatever. You don't see this or that. It's not true. They're just
down low.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Oh, we'll be everywhere very shortly. Well, have a good night.
You too.
I will have to talk this week for sure. This next week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Love you. Have a good night. I hope Emmett's okay. Poor buddy.
Oh my God, I haven't heard any more puking. So
good.
or my husband's up there like, get off that call.
Waiting.
It's 11 o'clock at night. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
See ya.